A lot was revealed today in the investigation into the suspect. The FBI digging deep into his past, but it only had to go back 2 years to when his own father spoke to the FBI about his son. CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez live in Elizabeth with that part of the story. Hazel.
Well, the FBI is still here outside Ahmad Rahami's home, where his father has been speaking very openly with the press about his conversation with the FBI back in 2014. He says his comments calling his son a terrorist were misinterpreted by a neighbor, and he says he doesn't believe his son is connected to any terror group. Bombing suspect Ahmad Khan Rahami's father says he spoke to the FBI about terror suspicions involving his son 2 years ago.
I called the FBI 2 years ago. And what did you tell them? I told them you got a connection with this guy.
Speaking outside the family's Elizabeth home, Mohammed Rahami says he doesn't think his son is a terrorist. Law enforcement sources say in 2014, the FBI interviewed the father after neighbors heard him calling his son a terrorist during a family argument where Rahami stabbed his own brother.
He stabbed my son, he hit my wife, and I put him in the jail 2 years ago.
When the FBI interviewed the elder Rahami, he recanted his statement, saying he was speaking out in anger about the unsavory characters his son was hanging out with. At the time, federal investigators found no evidence Rahami was a threat. Officials say the incident happened shortly after Rahami returned from one of at least 3 trips to his native Afghanistan. Former Homeland Security advisor Fran Townsend says investigators are now tracing his steps there.
Who did he meet with? Where did he go? Is this the trip where he was radicalized? Because, of course, investigators tell us that talking to people here, when he came back after that trip, he grew a beard. He seemed to be more anti-American, those sorts of clues.
Investigators say when Rahami was arrested in Linden, New Jersey Monday, he was carrying a notebook with extremist writings about al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden, and the radical cleric al-Awlaki. So far, there are no direct links between Rahami and any terrorist group, but authorities are talking to anyone who was close to him, including the mother of his 9-year-old daughter who lives in this Edison, New Jersey home. Neighbors say they were stunned to see the mass of law enforcement.
I saw the FBI and the ATF people, and then the next thing I looked out the window and I saw the bomb trucks and I said, what the hell's going on now?
Counterterrorism expert Joseph Ryan says it's not surprising Rahami was able to fly under the radar.
We don't have seamless intelligence yet where all the agencies are sharing information. And there's no one little computer that we can push that button and here comes a person saying high priority, let's do something, let's stop him, etc.
Rahami is charged with 5 counts of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer along with weapons charges. He is still hospitalized and being held on $5.2 million bond. We're live in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Hazel Sanchez, CBS 2 News.